Welcome to Bishing's Daily News. Today is the 7th of September 2022. We'll be covering a comparison between Move and Rust, a new mechanism to align NFT and fungible token holders, and a funding overview for VCs in August. Let's get to it. On September the 7th, Krishimir Class published a report titled Smart Contract Development, Move versus Rust, to compare the Rust programming language and the Move programming language. The full text takes 57 minutes to read. The following are the main points of the excerpt. If Move manages to gain traction, which there are early signs that it will, it could pose a considerable threat to Solana. This is because of two reasons. The first is that the development times for Move smart contracts are much faster. It appears that developing a smart contract from scratch in Move could be up to 2 to 5 times faster than in Rust. This is especially true when composing smart contracts, which is trivial in Move but can be complex on Solana. Because of that, the development of the Move ecosystem could outpace Solana. Due to the open and permissionless nature of blockchains, there are strong locking effects and the liquidity can easily move around. Solana developers could be forced to adopt Move purely because of economical reasons. You can either switch to Move or get outpaced by Move developers who develop safer smart contracts faster. If you're hiring a smart contract developer, you can either hire a Rust developer which will build out one smart contract or a Move developer who will build two which are safer in the same amount of time. This is similar to the effect React had on front-end development. The second reason is that the bar to entry for Move is much lower than Rust or Solidity. Because Move syntax is much simpler and the programming model is more intuitive, there's a whole class of developers who wouldn't be able to do smart contract development in Rust or Solidity, but might be able to in Move. And since there are fewer concepts to learn, onboarding a non-smart contract developer to Move is much easier than onboarding them to Rust, which is a complex language on its own. Plus the Solana concepts like PDAs, which cause a lot of confusion for beginners. Or Solidity, where you need to be familiar with very subtle details of the language like reentrancy in order to be able to develop safe smart contracts. Even if the existing Solana and Solidity developers don't switch to Move, the market of developers that have not yet entered the space is orders of magnitude greater than the number of existing developers in the space. Since Move has a lower bar to entry and allows for faster development, it has a much better product market fit than Rust or Solidity and could take a much larger slice of that pie. If new developers start coming in mass, I would expect them to start on Move rather than Rust or Solidity. This is again similar to what happened with React in the web industry. All in all, Move is an amazing piece of technology that I believe will have a tremendous impact on how we develop smart contracts. So well done, Move team. On September the 6th, Paradigm published a report titled GOO, Gradual Ownership Optimization, to introduce the new model of NFT. When NFT projects have a fungible token, the communities holding the NFT and the token tend to diverge over time. We created a mechanism to disincentivize this divergence and to repair it when it happens anyway. We call it Gradual Ownership Optimization, or GO. Our gobblers from our upcoming NFT project are NFTs that produce an Ethereum token called goo. The more goo a gobbler has, the faster it generates more goo. This means the total goo supply will increase faster and faster every day, going from thousands to millions and beyond. Holding goo tokens without owning any gobbler NFTs is a very bad strategy, as everyone else will be generating goo and your share of the total goo supply will rapidly dwindle to nothing. On the other hand, if you own many gobblers but little goo, your goo production will lag compared to other players. But let's say you maintain ownership of gobbler NFTs with a combined goo production capacity of 1% of the total and never remove your goo. No matter how much goo you start with, you will eventually end up with at least 1% of the total goo supply. This ensures goo stays in NFT holders' control over the long term. Mathematically speaking, instantaneous goo issuance is equal to where a gobbler's or multiplier is its base speed of squirting out goo. We auto compound goo issuance over time using a different equation, and also automatically balance goo between gobblers if you have more than one. In this system, due to some extremely lucky math, it turns out that having many gobblers with multipliers that add to the same as having a single gobbler with a multiplier of, which means the game stays fair as some players obtain more gobblers. While designed for art gobblers, this mechanism is applicable to any NFT ecosystem with a fungible token. It keeps NFT and token holders aligned while ensuring the primary importance of the NFT itself. On September 2nd, Wu Blockchain published a research report titled VC Monthly Report, Funding Overview in August. Here are the main takeaways from the report. According to Messari, there were 104 public investments by crypto VCs this month, down 35% month over month, compared to 160 projects in July 2022, and up 22% year over year, which is 85 rounds in August 2021. The industry level breakdown is as follows. The infrastructures track has the highest number of funding rounds this month, accounting for 24%. The CeFi, DeFi, and NFT GameFi segments each accounted for approximately 6%, 11%, and 20% respectively. Total funding for the month was $1.37 billion, down 29% month over month compared to $191 billion in July 2022. And down 32% year over year compared to $2 billion in August 2021. The top 10 funding rounds, excluding CeFi, are as follows. The highest amount of funding announced this month was for Limit Break at $200 million. However, the actual funding closed last year, so it is not included in this month's statistics. Limit Break, the company that launched the NFT series Digi-Daigaku, pioneered the free-to-own model. The funding round was led by Paradigm, Josh Buckley, and Standard Crypto, with participation from FTX, Coinbase, Positive Sum, Shinovator, and Anthos Capital. Digi-Daigaku's floor price rose to around 18 Ethereum at one point after the funding announcement.
To continue hearing more, please subscribe to beachinventures.substack.com for daily newsletter and follow Twitter account Beaching Ventures to hear the rest. This is Celine from Beaching Ventures. Thank you for listening and we will see you tomorrow.